Hello and welcome to the United Stand. This is your Manchester United Transfer News Daily, talking all the latest Manchester United transfer news and giving you that real fan opinion. And I've got absolutely loads to get through for you this morning, so I'm not going to hang around. It's not just the names below. Obviously, last night we went live with the Morata £60 million bid to Real Madrid for Alvaro Morata. Will we hear anything more of that today? Still on international duty, obviously, so I wouldn't expect him to be holding up a United shirt anytime soon, but there's definitely things happening with that. And at the moment, it looks to be a bit of a two-horse race between Morata as the first priority for United, and then maybe potentially Belotti of Torino, who, interestingly, just to move away from Morata for a moment, AC Milan, who are interested in Andrea Belotti from Torino, apparently offered around, was it £39 million or £31 million? Something ridiculous, and I've gone high-pitched. He's got a release clause of €100 million, which is around 80 million pounds sterling. So AC Milan offering around £30 million. Ridiculous. I'll tell you what I'd do if I was United. I'd get Morata for £60 million and just put a £50 million offer in for Belotti and go in both. Ridiculously low price that. I'll tell you what, if Belotti goes to AC Milan for anything under £50 million, again, I think we've missed taking our eye off the ball, because at that price, he's more than worth it. But yes, interesting to see what's going to happen with Morata. I think he clearly is the priority at the moment for Mourinho. And all I would say, yet again, what was it Di Marzio said last week? United's first priority, Mbappe. Second priority, Morata. Third priority now, Griezmann, because Griezmann had become a lower priority. 2 days later, Griezmann falls away. A few days later, Morata bids in. Is this Mbappe deal going to happen? And I just feel that would be the signing of the summer if we're going to do it. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but I've just got a feeling it's going to happen. Let's just wait and see. A bit of a blast from the past. Well, let's do Fabinho first. Fabinho, as I discussed last night, sort of reports in Spain that United are progressing this deal very fast, and he could be a United player sooner rather than later. I'd be ecstatic if we sign Fabinho. The centre defensive midfield position, the centre-back position, we've sort of neglected. I think that they're probably two of the most important positions United need to fill properly over the summer. But with the excitement and despair over Griezmann, and then the number 9 position taking all of the priorities. So traditionally it does in football. Number 9, the goal scorer, takes all the credit. But United fans, we've got a depth, we've got an understanding of our club and what it needs. And we all know that the centre defensive midfielder and the centre-back position are very important positions for our season next year. But if we can keep De Gea, then that centre-back position becomes still important, but not as important. So centre defensive midfield, really important. Would love to get Fabinho in there. 6'2", athletic, moves the ball around very well. Very welcome addition to Manchester United. Now, he does have the same agent as Mourinho, George Mendes. But he has, I think he is contracted till, I think it's either 2020 or 2021. So we won't get him cheap. And the quote being quoted around the price is £50 million, which is a lot of money. I'd like to be getting in for around 40, to be honest, but doesn't matter. It's not my money, as I always say, and you pay what you take to get him. And it is an inflated market this summer, but I'd love to get that deal done. Again, I think we can do it, but Man City are in for him, Juventus. Apparently PSG would like him as well. I can't see him going there from Monaco, French to French. But yeah, I'd like us to get the deal done. He's a good player, whoever gets him. I'd love to see him in a Manchester United shirt next season. This is the blast of the past, though. Felipe Anderson, if you've been with the United Stand for the last 3 summers, you'll know that Felipe Anderson has been mentioned. I think we were linked to him last summer with Mourinho's first year, but definitely the season before under Van Gaal, we were linked to him quite heavily. Plays for Lazio, Brazilian. He's just turned 24. I thought he was older than that, because I can remember him for the last few summers, but he's just turned 24. He went off the boil. The season we were in for him with Van Gaal 2 years ago, he'd had a good season. Last summer he was mentioned tentatively, but he'd had a poor season for Lazio, and by his own admission, this is why we're linked to him, by his own admission, the talk of moves had sort of made him lose his focus. He's had a good season this season, about 16 assists, scored about 5 goals. He's a very quick player. He's both-footed, predominantly plays on the left, very, very quick, 2-footed, very creative, as his assist record shows, and he's come out and said that it's anybody's dream to play for Manchester United, so he's back in the papers with a link to United. Are we in for him? I don't think so. Would I like him at United? He has got attributes, and he's certainly sorted his game out again. He had that little dip, but if Mourinho fancied him, I'd certainly back him. He is a good player. He was somebody we were linked with before. We do need a winger. My only thought about him is one positive, one negative. One, he's just turned 24 and Perisic is 28, so you get a few more years out of him. But two, I'm not sure whether his defensive side of his game is up there with what Perisic is, and we know Mourinho would prefer that. I've mentioned Belotti for you. The AC Milan bid, that'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Just to bring James Rodriguez in, because you can't just mention somebody and not mention them in future shows, and he does deserve a future mention, and we have mentioned him a few times. But just to throw a bit of a spanner in the works, apparently Arsenal are interested in signing James Rodriguez, and so are Liverpool. I can't see him going to Liverpool, but Arsenal I think might interest him. London Life, Europa League could be of interest. And the style of football that Arsenal play, they're a bigger club than Liverpool. That would hurt Liverpool fans, but Arsenal are a bigger club than Liverpool, and they do offer that London life. And if they, to be honest with you, Rodriguez is probably a better fit for when Ozil leaves than he would be for United. But I'd still like us to sign James Rodriguez, and I certainly wouldn't want him going to Arsenal. I wouldn't lose any sleep over it if we've got better players, but I do like Rodriguez, and I would like us to sign him, and I've got to be consistent about that now. But yeah, just to hang that in there, because I know a few United fans really want Rodriguez. Fellaini, just want to mention Fellaini. I talked to him about him a little bit last night. Keeps coming out about Fellaini maybe leaving. I think he made a comment a couple of days ago. You'll have to see what happens. And Trabzonspor, as I mentioned last night, he was linked to them in January. Seems to be a few links in relation to Fellaini. He did sign a new contract towards the end of the last season, but that was because he was free to go in the summer, and it was an automatic year extension, so you'd get money for him if we sold him. I'd like us to sell him, because I'd like us to sort of, you know, Fellaini, whether you think he's been bad or good, I'd like us to close that chapter and change the way we play a little bit. I don't like Fellaini in a United shirt because it makes us play a certain way, and I'd like us to move away from that. But as I said last night, there are players I'd be getting rid of this summer ahead of Fellaini. It'd be just typical that we get rid of him when I'm actually not that bothered if we keep him. But you know what, if he goes, he goes, and I think that would be a positive for United in relation to the style of football that we might be trying to move towards. So very interesting. Oh, and Dybala, just must add about Dybala. Agents come out and said he's just signed a new contract and he's happy in Turin. He probably will be staying in Turin at Juventus, but as we know with agents and Juventus, and what you say doesn't necessarily mean it, and just because you're happy now, you might be even happier in Manchester when you're being paid double what you're being paid in Juventus. So I don't know what his salary is, but a lot of people like Dybala. I like Dybala, and I think Dybala would suit most teams in world football. I'd like him at Manchester United, but it's there to be mentioned. There was a player. Oh yes, and just on Belotti actually, there was something in I forget the name of the paper, but I read it just a few minutes before we went on air, that apparently Mourinho, Chelsea and Arsenal are interested in Belotti as well, and Mourinho has sort of said to retract. Sorry, excuse me, I'm tired. To retract away from that deal as he focuses in on Morata. But as I said on the Morata video last night, when we broke it about the when we went live in relation to the £60 million offer, I think Mourinho wants Morata. I'm happy with that, but I don't think that's the only striker we'll be signing. Whether it's something massive like Mbappe or Neymar or Bale or whatever. And they can happen. I'm not saying they will, but they could happen. So whether it's that supplements Rashford, Martial, and Morata if we get him, or whether it is, like I said before, maybe get a Lacazette or a Chicharito, bring him home as a sort of a backup striker as well. I do think we will get a couple of strikers, a couple of attackers in, because we're short up there. So let's see what happens with that. But it's exciting times. I hope you watched the video I did last night at 8:30. I know there was a lot of content yesterday. We had the De Gea news video, we had the Morata news video, and then we had the video at 8:30, which was slightly longer form as it always at 8:30, with my top 5 signings. Go and give it a watch. I'm looking towards that 5 I named, and I think we could get 3, which would be a great prediction considering last year I only got 1. So if you've got a bit of time to spend, there's a lot of a back catalogue of United Stand content. We're now back on the United Stand Live, which is great. Remember to drop us a like, and we will be live tonight at 8:30. It is a Skype show tonight, so it's your show. You can call in and have your say. Did it on Monday, we did it on Thursday, so you've had a couple of days of me talking. Tonight it's about you, so do call in. 8 o'clock tonight, and we will go live if anything else breaks. I feel things are starting to happen now, so 7 o'clock every morning, 8:30 every night, but keep your eye on the United Stand Twitter account at United Stand MUFC. We will be, I'm sure we're going to be starting to react to a lot more stuff. So thanks for watching, get commenting below, appreciate all your support, and remember we're still on that road to 100,000 subscribers. So if you've not subscribed, make sure you do. Tell your friends, tell your families. Get subscribing. Forget voting, get subscribing. And I'll speak to you all later. Thanks for watching.